Walk through any bazaar in Lahore on a Friday evening and you will see it before you smell it. Polythene bags hanging off every stall, wrapped every fruit and every vegetable. It's so ordinary we have stopped seeing it. That's the problem I want to talk about today. I am Ishal Zainab, playing the role of journalist for today's podcast. Every July, the world observes Plastic Free July, a month where people pledge to cut single use plastic. It trends online, brands post green graphics, and for 4 weeks, we feel like we are part of a global solution. But here's what a month of awareness cannot do it cannot undo a habit that a whole system runs on. Here's something most people forget: the government actually banned single use plastics in Pakistan. It's a law, it's, it has happened. And yet, ask around, ask the shopkeeper wrapping your vegetables in the same plastic bag right now. Most people did not even know the ban existed. And the ones who did, they kept using the bags anyway because nothing around them changed. No enforcement at the counter, no alternative handed to them, no consequence for ignoring it. A ban on paper does not ban a habit in practice. But there's a deeper pattern here, and it's not just about policy, it's about us. When I have asked people directly, shopkeepers, shoppers, and students, almost everyone agrees plastic is a problem, but almost everyone is waiting for someone else to fix it. The government should enforce it, the shopkeepers should switch first, the customer should refuse the bag first. Everyone's holding out for someone else to move for first, so nobody moves. A plastic free culture is not a law sitting in a gazette, and it is not one person's willpower either. It's a collective: the shopkeeper who stops offering the bag, the customer who stops accepting it, the neighborhood that normalizing saying no, all at the same time. A ban only works when the culture backs it up, and culture only shifts when the enough people stop waiting for permission. The ban already exists. What's missing is us deciding together to actually act like it does. That's the real work after Plastic Free July.
Hello everyone, I am Laganidhi and today I am talking to you as a farmer, not as an electioneer. So, as a farmer, I want to talk about plastic problem because we are the person who are closely working and living with the land. So, plastic is also a threat for farmers. How? Plastic is entering into our fields, into our farms through packaging materials or fertilizers, pesticides, and seed beds. So this plastic, when break down, converted into microplastics and then stays for centuries. And this is not just the point; it is entering into our bodies and affecting us badly through the food chain. And it is our responsibility because we are the person who is serving you the food. So what farmers can do? Farmers can demand change. They demand suppliers to grow plastic-free packaging and even on their plastic packaging and make it recyclable, and go towards circular economy. And on our own, we can go with alternatives with cloth bags and organic mulch. And we all know that farmers have the agriculture waste. And today, many interesting products and ideas are there from which we can utilize agriculture waste and use these products as a plastic alternative. So it's an opportunity and it's an way forward for us. So in this plastic free July month, I am committing for a plastic free farm. My farm will be plastic free from now on, just not for a month. And Plastic Free July is not about go plastic free in just this July month. We have to shift our attitudes toward plastic free culture and bring this thinking and bring this attitude in our lifestyle. So I am committing, but are you with me?
Plastic Free July is a great reminder, but the real goal isn't to avoid plastic for just 1 month. It's to build habits that last all year. As consumers, we have more power than we often realize. Every time we choose a reusable bottle instead of a single use one, carry a cloth bag, or say no to unnecessary plastic packaging, we are sending a message about the kind of products we want. According to the United Nations Environment Programme, the world produces over 400 million tons of plastic every year, and about half of it is designed to be used only once before being thrown away. Every purchase we make is like casting a vote. When we choose reusable products and avoid unnecessary plastic, we encourage businesses to offer more sustainable options. So, going beyond Plastic Free July means turning 1 month's challenge into a daily habit. As consumers, our choices may seem small, but together they have the power to shape markets, influence businesses, and build a truly plastic free culture.
Ahmed as an NGO representative. So speaking from our side, our role just doesn't stop at these plastic-free campaigns, awareness campaigns, but actually we see ourselves as bridging the gap between the common people and the government at the policy level. So we go door to door and teaching people practical skills and giving them affordable alternatives to the plastic like cloth bags, steel containers, and reusable packaging. And we make sure that these things actually work in the ground. And we also make governments accountable for making sure that policy just don't exist on the papers. It's get actually implemented where it really matters. And the most important thing, like we track real data. We track how many people use plastics, how many people reduced plastic, and how many households get involved during these campaigns. Because for us, Plastic Free July is just not a campaign. We want to make a culture that outlives this Plastic Free July, that outlives these awareness campaigns, and it simply becomes how people live.
Hello everyone, I am Amna Mahim and I am here today as an environmental activist. So let me begin with a simple question. If plastic pollution does not stop after July, so why should our action stop? Every day, plastic finds its way into our rivers, our soil, our oceans, and the habitats of countless species. It even clogs our drainage systems and enters our food chain in the form of microplastics. Yet, our commitment to reducing plastic often lasts for only 1 month. That's why I believe plastic free July should not be the destination. In fact, it should be the beginning of a plastic free culture. A culture is something we don't have to be reminded to do. We don't wear seatbelts only in September and we don't wash our hands only in October because these are our habits. Plastic reduction should become the same habit. As an environmental activist, I know that plastic pollution is not just a waste problem, but it is a policy problem, a production problem, a consumption problem, and ultimately a behavior problem. That means the responsibility does not lie with only one person or one campaign. In fact, our governments must strengthen the policies, industries must rethink when doing packaging, communities must support sustainable practices, and each of us must make conscious choices every single day. So let's not make plastic free like the finish line, but let's make it the first chapter of a plastic free culture that lasts every day of the year.
As a manufacturer, I believe that creating a plastic free culture starts with us. We decide how products are designed, packaged, and delivered. Plastic Free July is a great reminder, but real change happens when sustainable choices become our everyday business practice. That means reducing unnecessary plastic packaging, investing in reusable, recyclable, and compostable alternatives, and designing products that generate less waste from the beginning. We also need to take responsibility for the waste our products create by supporting recycling systems and encouraging refill and return programs. Most importantly, sustainability should not be a one-month campaign. It should be part of every business decision we make. When manufacturers lead with innovation and responsibility, consumers naturally have better choices. That's how we move beyond plastic free July and build a truly plastic free culture together.
Your concerns. The government acknowledges that plastic is harmful and that Pakistan is one of the top 10 countries involved in plastic mismanagement. But we also have to look at ground realities. Over 500,000 people are dependent on plastic industry and an additional 1.5 million are dependent indirectly on the plastic market. So banning out plastic would just mean creating an economic crisis that would put people on the verge of poverty. So, if we want to work on this, we need to understand that phasing out plastic is going to be a slow process. This is going to begin with extended producer responsibility. The large corporations producing plastic will be held responsible for their production. And a clear criteria will be set that were defined as large corporation and a small enterprise. As big corporations would shift to alternatives, this will also allow the small enterprises to directly collaborate with large companies, and the government will also incentivize such businesses. So it will help in moving the small enterprises and large corporations in green certification. Same time, we need to make the alternatives a cheap choice. For example, the plastic is already cheap, that is why it is in so much demand. So we need to level the cost between the cheap virgin plastic and the alternatives available in market. We need to reduce the subsidies on petroleum and give enough time to the manufacturer so that they can adjust on it, but also implement some kind of penalties if they do not. This will help the alternatives available in the market uh, be more cheap, and it will make the virgin plastic production more costly. Once we have built an economy where virgin plastic production is not economically viable, we are going to cap the production of unnecessary plastic, for example, plastic cutleries. Reducing our imports on plastic because by then the domestic demand of plastic is going to decrease. Then, alongside these, the cleanup of mismanaged plastics and the strengthening of our informal waste system is going to take place. So, in moving toward a plastic free world, we are first going to act on the upstream and then move our way toward the downstream. We are not just going to implement fines and penalties for those who do not adapt without building a safety net mechanism for the people to rely on. Government acknowledges that environment should be the priority, but we cannot risk the safety of people. So we have to take this approach smartly and prioritize both side by side.